That is qualifying pretty much done. Thank you for everyone who is joining us in the stream. It is really great to have you along. Big grid. 27 cars on the grid for this one. This is our first open race. A huge success, Jamie, to have almost 30 cars on the grid for what is the first Virtual FunCup open race. Of course, we have the Virtual FunCup Championship, which is for UK drivers in the UK Championship only, but this for anyone around the world and anyone who races in sim racing. And it's been a huge success. Riley Phillips is going to take pole position. Hugo de Wilde in second place. We have Detry there in third place. Cedric Bollin in fourth. Chris Hart fifth. David De Seeger sixth. Matthew Martins in seventh. Saylor is eighth. De Cluzo ninth. And Piers Stockton rounding out the top 10. Yeah, Hugo de Wilde is going to lead us. Oh, but a bit of an instant there, and Hugo de Wilde has gone round. So a spin for Hugo de Wilde. Riley Phillips is going to take the lead of the race. Chris Hart, in fact, is now going to slot into the lead. So it's kicked off already. Riley Phillips appears to be slowing down there. I believe Jamie's still with us, but a frantic start to the race. Both Hugo de Wilde and Riley Phillips are now in trouble. Chris Hart is going to lead the way. Matthew Martins has gone up into second place, so a real frantic start. David De Seeger is in third. De Cluzo is in fourth place. Riley Phillips has dropped down to fifth. Detry is in sixth. Jake Little is seventh. Piers Stockton in eighth. Then we've got Julian in ninth place. Saylor is in 10th. Ed Worthington in 11th. The Viking car has made a good start and has come up to 12th place at the moment. So just trying to see where Hugo de Wilde is. Hugo de Wilde is down in 15th place. So a big incident there for all the way down to 15th after that incident at the start.
Absolutely, and yeah, a bit of a quick break caught me out, unfortunately. Apologies.
Oh, we've got someone off. We've got someone off. David De Seeger is off, unfortunately, and is going round. So dropping down the order there. So a real shame. We just caught that ahead of us, where we were on board with the car now in fifth, which is Detry. So cars going off left, right, and centre.
Yeah, it looks like he just caught the curb coming out of Stavilo 1, which spat the car to the right, and as it gripped and he tried to overcorrect it, fired him the other way into the gravel trap as Piers Stockton is running very wide coming out of Blanchimont, and that's Julian Thomas who powers past Piers Stockton, and he's looking very racy as he goes into the bus stop. Is he going to barge his way past Jake Little? A little bit of a contact going through there, but Jake Little stands his ground, and it looks like Saylor is trying to get in the mix as well. Piers Stockton has lost out there, down to P9. Ed Worthington, a great start in 10th place.
Yep, indeed. So Ed Worthington up into 10th. Oh, and another bit of an incident there a little bit further back. That's Saylor running into problems, unfortunately. So more incidents here, Jamie, as we go into lap number 2. And Ed Worthington is now dropping down the field outside of the top 18. Steve Walton likewise going down the field as well. Now trying to climb back up. And I think there's problems for David Denyer as well.
Yeah, it looks like David Denyer had a spin coming out of La Source as John Tomlinson is making ground in 18th place as they come through Eau Rouge. There's a car. Stockton's had a spin, Radion, so he's just rejoining. It's all gone a bit chaotic. Alton Park wasn't this crazy. So yeah, you almost don't know where to look.
Yes, indeed. Well, Saylor there in 10th place. Chris Hart leading the way. Let's pick up the race leader and see what's going on out front. So, out of all of this, Chris Hart has found himself in the lead of the race. The young Frenchman Matthew Martins, who races in French FunCup, is trying to close in. De Cluzo has come up to third place with the recovering Riley Phillips now in fourth. I'm trying to see where Hugo de Wilde is, but unfortunately he's out of the top 15 positions. But we're going to go on board with Riley Phillips here, Jamie, who's behind Vincent De Cluzo. Now trying to line up a move. Riley's going to have to look to the outside here. De Cluzo going to is going defensive. Riley Phillips is going to try and hold it around the outside through the right-hander now and into the left. Will be alongside as they come down towards Stavilo. Riley Phillips not quite able to get that move done, but I'm sure will attempt to line up a move when they go into the chicane, and it's still close between our two leaders as well.
Absolutely, the gap is down to just 0.4 of a second as we follow Riley Phillips as he tries to get past Vincent de Clouseau on board with Mathieu Detry as he's trying to get the toe, and it looks like Riley Phillips is bump drafting Vincent as he goes down towards Blanchimont, and on board now.
Oh, Matthew Martins has gone round. Matthew Martins has been tagged there by Chris Hart. Oh, and as he rejoins the circuit, almost clatters into the side of Vincent de Clouseau. Let's go to Riley Phillips in third place as he's about to line up a move here on de Clouseau. De Clouseau is in third, but could be quickly dropping to it. So de Clouseau there in second. Let's go on board with Riley Phillips. Also, Martins up into fifth place now. Brilliant stuff there. Jake Little is just going to drop in behind. We can see Julian's also closing in there in seventh place. So it's going to be 3 now in this battle for fifth place, Jamie.
Absolutely.
A bit of contact as well. Sorry there to cut you off, Jamie. A little bit of contact. Jake Little just running into the back of Matthew Martins. It's hard to know where to look at the moment, isn't it? Battles all around as we can see Julian in seventh place here, just trying to close in on these two. Let's go to the battle for third place, which is very close. On board we are with Detry, who is right by de Clouseau. It's almost like a replay of the last lap. It was Riley Phillips we were on board with a lap ago who was trying to make the move, and Detry is now going to go down the inside into the right-hander, and a move has been made down the field. Jay Shepherd is moving up the field, has just gone into 13th place. So that is an update a little bit further down the field as we can now third place. So Detry now past de Clouseau, now has his eyes set on Riley Phillips. Riley Phillips 2.5 behind Chris Hart, who is leading the way at the moment. Just ahead of him, Riley Phillips is closing this gap down very, very quickly as they come down the Kemmel Straight towards Lake Combe. You can see Riley in the tow, getting closer. Now down the gears as we go into the right-hander at Lake Combe through the left, and Chris Hart definitely feeling the pressure of Riley Phillips ahead and slowing down. It appears, I don't know if Chris Hart's got a problem here, but didn't have a good run at all there through Lake Combe. But we see Riley there decided to push Chris Hart along. So I don't know if Riley just didn't feel he was close enough to make a move into Bruxelles, but Chris Hart just trying to get his rhythm back here. And Riley, is he going to make a move for the lead as we get down towards Pouhon?
Looks like Chris is just struggling with the rear of that car as he came through Lake Combe. The back's just starting to wander. So not sure what the tyre degradation is like on this game with these cars.
Oh, and he's wide. Sorry, Chris Hart's gone wide there through Pouhon, and Riley Phillips is going to be gifted the lead. So Chris Hart drops to second after that incident on the very first lap. Riley Phillips has gone into the lead of the race. Chris Hart is going to try and fight back though. Chris Hart trying to come down the inside into Stavelot, and there he goes. They're side by side as they exit Stavelot, and it's going to be the lead again for Chris Hart, who shows Riley Phillips the gravel trap there. Very aggressive driving as well. Board with Detry now, slowing Riley Phillips ahead of us. Detry has now gone into second place, and Chris Hart's got it to lead. How cheeky was that, Jamie? What was he doing there? Just shoved him off into the grass. Have a bit of that, son. There you go. All right, Riley Phillips is going to try and get his own back now. He's going to work with Detry here, I'm sure, to try and close Chris Hart back down again. But aggressive driving there. Chris Hart just able to hold on. Well, this is going to be very, very interesting by the time they get towards Blanchimont, and indeed the chicane is down towards Blanchimont. We go. Let's go on board with Detry briefly, shall we then? As we can see just behind Chris Hart. Here we go. Is he going to try and look to the outside? Oh, Detry going into the back of Chris Hart there, who I wonder if he lifted off the throttle there, Chris Hart, because he definitely lost a load of speed as we now go through Blanchimont. Here we go. Riley Phillips trying to go round the outside of Blanchimont. Can't quite get the move done there in towards the chicane. Is Detry going to be close enough to make a move? No, he isn't. So everyone stays as they are for now. Chris Hart ahead of us. Oh, and a little bit of contact there between himself and Detry, and Chris Hart's gone wide. Detry now takes the lead. We go on board with Riley Phillips, who's going to push Chris Hart along. So doing Chris Hart a favour there, and de Clouseau is now closing in on this, having gone back past Martins as Chris Hart Hart goes for a big send down the inside of Detry, gets the move complete. Riley Phillips now on the exit, trying to pass the pair of them. I don't know if that was Detry just allowing Chris Hart back through after that contact at the chicane, but brilliant stuff. De Cluzo and is in 4th, De Seeger is in 5th, and Martins has dropped down to 12th place and has come into the pits, in fact. So Matthew Martins with a problem into the pits.
Yeah, and we've got Dan Nightingale shouting, "Come on, Jay!" I mean, Jay Shepherd's currently down in 10th place. He's just under three seconds behind John Eiley. Now the question is, will John and Chris Hart's on the grass going along the Kemmel Straight? Not sure what happened there, Chris.
Well, we went to check in with that battle behind, and we found Chris Hart on the grass all of a sudden. So there we go. Well, Chris Hart's going to try and recover from that. That just seems normal in this race now as we stay with this battle. Here's Riley Phillips going down the inside of Detry into Bruxelles, runs a little bit wide. Detry's going to get the lead back again, and all of this is bringing Chris Hart back into play. So it's these three for the lead, Jamie.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is becoming a really close fight between Mathieu Detry. He's getting ganged up now by the two guys from FunCup UK. The next FunCup Belgium competitor is Vincent De Cluzo in 4th place. He's trying to catch up. He's gaining he's dropping back a little bit as they go through Pouon up to hovering around the 3.1, 3.2 seconds. Further back, Mark Home is starting to make progress now in 14th place, 10.3 seconds behind Steve Walton in 12th. Meanwhile, how's Christian Rose getting on? Because at Alton Park he had an absolute nightmare. What's going on with Christian? It looks like he's not even in the top 20, so he's probably still getting used to his new wheel. More support for Hugo de Wilde, who's now hunting down Jay Shepherd, currently 0.2 behind the man from Nottingham.
And Jamie, we're side by side for the lead, and Riley Phillips has gone round the outside of Detry as they come up towards Blanchimont. So Riley Phillips back into the lead again. They're working together, the two leaders here. Every time we get on the straight, they are pushing each other along. So they're racing with entertainment, but they are racing smartly as well. And that's why De Cluzo isn't quite able to close this gap down. As round the outside, Detry into the inside of the left is going to take the lead back again from Riley Phillips, and Chris Hart with the best seat in the house. Let's go on board with Chris Hart there in 3rd place. He has the best seat in the house of this. There we can see the two leaders ahead of us. Detry to the outside, Phillips to the inside. Phillips is going to try and get this move done. De Cluzo has done a personal best behind as he attempts to try and close these guys down. Jay Shepherd and Hugo de Wilde are fighting as well. Should we quickly check in with those guys? Let's have a very quick look what's going on. And Hugo de Wilde, as we look, is now ahead of Jay Shepherd. So let's go back to our leaders once again, who are now coming through Eau Rouge. Up Radion, and it's Riley Phillips leading Matthew Detry. Chris Hart then in 3rd place. We're on board with Chris Hart, and you can see ahead of us there is Matthew Detry as they come down the Kemmel Straight there. Riley Phillips going defensive. Detry is now going to look to the outside here. Is he going to be able to get alongside by the time they get towards Les Combes? Down the gears they go, and Detry is going to attempt to go all the way around the outside and gets the move done. Brilliant racing there from Detry. Riley Phillips drops down to 2nd place, and Chris Hart dropping away from these guys in 3rd now.
Yeah, that was a great move by Mathieu Detry around the outside of Les Combes, which gave him the inside for the left-hand part of the chicane. Chris Hart is getting a little bit excited, let's just say, as he came out of Rivage on running a little bit wide onto the green. He's done the same coming out of Jackie Eakes Speaker's Corner as they plunge downhill into Pouon. Oh, a bit of contact there by Mathieu Detry as they come round Pouon. Again, this fighting, Chris, is going to bring Chris Hart back into the mix, and also Vincent De Cluzo.
And Riley Phillips down the inside there, Jamie, and gets alongside Detry now as they go into the right-hander through the left. Not quite able to get the move done. So, well, how many overtakes have we seen in this race? It's hard to... I've lost count. As once again, Riley Phillips down the inside as they come down towards Stavelot, and these two are going to be side by side. So, Detry on the outside, Riley Phillips there there on the inside now as we make our way down towards Blanchimont. Brilliant racing from the Virtual FunCup Open Series. That man we are looking at, Riley Phillips, the man who has created this whole series, and he is putting on a lot of entertainment for us this evening, as are all the divers. Detry in the lead of the race at the moment as they come through Blanchimont. Riley Phillips is going to have to slot back into second. Once again, Chris Hart is closing in third place as De Cluzo is there in fourth. Still can't quite close this gap down. Into the braking zone we go, and Riley Phillips is going to run just a little bit wide. Can't quite get the move done going into the chicane, and now they head down towards La Source. Let's go on board with Riley Phillips as we head down towards La Source on another time. We're already almost halfway through this race. Jamie, can you believe that?
Yeah, it's gone very quickly, 24 minutes or so.
Oh, Detry runs wide there. Detry running wide, and Riley Phillips, can he get back through? No, he can't. But Jamie, this is absolutely crazy stuff. I think we're going to be side by side going down towards Eau Rouge. Oh dear, are any of these guys going to come out of this safely? Well, Detry sensibly slots in behind Riley Phillips, and up ready on they go. And once again, we are going to see these two pushing each other down the Camel Straight. Hugo de Wilde, by the way, update on him. He's up into 10th place, and he's closing down Ely in 9th place at the moment. Chris Hart, you can see, still there in 3rd. De Cluzo in 4th place. David de Seeger in 5th. Detry's going to try this move around the outside that he did at Lake Coombe last time. He's going to try it for a second time, and for a second time he's going to get it complete. Brilliant stuff. So Detry back through once again.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great move by Mathieu Detry. Downhill into Bruxelles. Meanwhile, Julian Thomas is battling with Hugo de Wilde and also John Eiley as they break for Lake Coombe, and John Eiley stands his ground and keeps 8th place. Meanwhile, Hugo de Wilde is trying to make up ground. The rate he's going, he's not going to be too long before he's on the leader.
Yep, so Hugo de Wilde, you can see, just got that move done around the outside there. So Hugo de Wilde is past Julian Thomas, now has Eiley ahead of him in 8th place. So good stuff this from Hugo de Wilde. We'll go on board with him very shortly now. Let's have a look on board with Hugo de Wilde, who's trying to climb back up the order. The two leaders still very close, but this is on board with Hugo de Wilde in 9th place at the moment as we go down towards Pouhon. Eiley is just ahead of us and makes a little bit of a mistake there going in towards Pouhon. Hugo de Wilde gets a little bit closer now. The only problem is there is a 10-second gap between 4th and 5th. So if Hugo de Wilde can get as high as 5th place, he's going to struggle to get any higher than that, because the top 4 are 10 seconds away, and then De Cluzo is a good 3 seconds behind Chris Hart as Hugo de Wilde now looking to make this move down towards Stavelot. Has to run just a little bit wide to do it, and is he going to complete the move? Yes, he is. So Hugo de Wilde gets that move done. Let's go back to the leaders then and see what's going on. We can see Detry. Riley Phillips is looking to the outside. It's been like this pretty much every lap, Jamie, hasn't it? Riley Phillips goes to the outside, gets the move done. I'm starting to think that they've planned this. It's like a kind of a routine that they are just repeating every single lap.
Well, as Riley gave Mathieu the hip and shoulder coming out of the bus stop, it's enabled Chris Hart to get back into the mix, and Vincent de Cluzo is not that far behind. This is FunCup, anything can happen, as Chris Hart dive bombs at La Source and has made the move stick. So up into 2nd place, it looks like he's got his mojo back, so he's going to be going into Eau Rouge side by side. Stand his ground, yes, he does, as they go up through Radion. Now, the problem is Sitting Duck going up the Camel Straight. 2nd place for Detry, 3rd place for Hart.
Good stuff, thank you, Jamie. Well, this has been fantastic racing, isn't it? We're almost halfway through it. I mean, the FunCup UK one was pretty exciting, but I think, oh no, Chris Hart has gone round. Unfortunately, I think he just got a little bit wide there through Pouhon. He's right in the middle of the track. Oh, De Cluzo, oh, just about missed him there. I'll tell you what, that was 2 seconds over Detry. Chris Hart 14 seconds back from that, so it would take Detry to catch Riley and then them two to have a real serious battle for Chris Hart to stand any chance to close in, but De Seeger, De Cluzo, Ugo de Wilde, this is the battle we are following. It looks like De Seeger's actually just pulled up a little bit more of a buffer over De Cluzo, and Ugo de Wilde is getting closer and closer, isn't he? Up towards Blanchimont we go at 180, over 190 kilometers an hour through here, and Ugo de Wilde might get close enough by the time they get to the bus stop to make a move. He's going to pull out of the slipstream, and surely Ugo de Wilde is going to go for a move, and yes, he does. And I don't think De Cluzo was prepared to fight that at all. It looked like he even got off the throttle just a little bit early there, and Ugo de Wilde has gone into 5th. Phillips, one more corner to go, and the winner of the first Virtual FunCup Open Series race is Riley Phillips. He comes across the line in style. Don't crash it into the wall, Riley, at the very end, just about dodges it, but he takes the race win. In the background, Detry is going to finish a superb 2nd place, and then we have to wait almost 20 seconds to get the last of our podium finishes. He has had a up and down race. It's been chaotic for Chris Hart, but he is going to get a podium finish somehow out of all of it, and he finishes in 3rd place. David De Seeger will finish in 4th place. A brilliant recovery from Ugo de Wilde to finish in 5th place. De Cluzo will finish in 6th place. Behind that is then Clement